have now witnessed, now for a couple of years, an increase in the number of people that are affected by insufficient energy availability, what we call hunger. So we have more hungry people. We now have about 821 million, more than we used to have. It is because of climate change, it is because of conflict. So that's certainly a sobering message that we hear. When we talk about nutrition, we've defined all forms of malnutrition using the 6 global nutrition targets that the World Health Assembly endorsed back in 2012. And you can see there that certainly there is a combination of nutrition deficiencies and excesses in nutrition. We have 151 million children under 5 which are affected by stunting. We have still around 50 million children which are affected by wasting. And then we have 38 million children under 5 who are affected by overweight. So we have a slow decrease in stunting. Wasting is fluctuating, but it's not decreasing. But overweight is steadily increasing. And above all, among the others, we see that we have at the same time 500 million women affected by anemia and almost 700 million others who are affected by obesity. This number is even much larger if we consider the overweight. It's about 2 billion people. So these different components of the nutrition challenges often intersect. They intersect in different countries, in different communities, even in households. And that's why we use this concept of the double burden, because we want to really give the message that while we've not been able to resolve the problem of undernutrition, we have an emerging problem which is actually compounding and adding burden. So the double burden of malnutrition is really this coexistence of undernutrition along with overweight, obesity, and dietary non-communicable diseases in different population groups. Now, who is affected by the double burden? And here we have really the population, the household, and the individuals. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this combination. So let's start with the population. Basically, no country is immune from some forms of malnutrition. And there's very few countries that can look at a single form of malnutrition. So this is an analysis that was done last year by the Global Nutrition Report. And you see, if you really look at these 3 major components, if you look at the stunting, if you're looking at the overweight, if you're looking at anemia, you have a combination of countries, but many countries share different forms of malnutrition. Out of the 72 countries with stunting, only 1 is really looking only at stunting. They have to look at a combination. So in many cases, they will be looking at stunting and micronutrient deficiencies or anemia. They will be looking at stunting and overweight. And also, countries that are looking at overweight are looking at the same time at vitamin deficiencies. And in some countries, and in this analysis, it's about 30 countries, there's in fact a combination of all 3 subsections that provide a burden. Looking at how this double burden is distributed, in fact, we've learned a lot from Latin America, probably a part of the world where this concept was clearly indicated earlier in other parts of the world. So in this case, we do have children's population, children under 5, and we have a combination of underweight and obese in different countries of Latin America, different combination. Clearly, the environmental situation is leading to a certain excess of one of the forms with respect to the other. But that situation is highly variable over time. But basically, again, you see the concept that no country is immune from looking at these different sides of the nutrition problem. And not only Latin America, we have other parts of the world. This is Europe. Again, you see, it's not the same proportion, variable proportions. In this case, the countries from Central Asia still see an excess of stunting compared to overweight, but in general, most countries really have a combination of the different forms. And these are children, older children, these are adolescents, aged 15, 18, in particular girls and non-pregnant girls. Again, you can see that the combination of overweight and underweight is there in most regions. South Asia has an excess of underweight, particularly in the rural areas, compared to the overweight. North Africa, incredibly, has an excess of overweight, particularly girls. But these different conditions, again, coexist in most parts of the world. Women, obesity in women, high BMI women, as well as low BMI. If you look at actually the sum of the different bars, you see that almost the majority of women here is affected by some forms of malnutrition. So what we would like to look at, what we would like to see is healthy weight women, and that unfortunately is the majority. Please note South Africa. Please note South Africa, where the incredible prevalence of overweight certainly exceeds several times that of underweight. Populations vary, and in this case you see historical change from, this is in fact only 2 years, so different cross-sectional analysis done in Chinese children, and you can see that stunting is very low, but it's even further increasing, and overweight is constantly increasing. So what we can say is that what we see in terms of the double burden is mainly due to the fact that obesity is very rapidly extending to most parts of the world, to most age groups. Looking now at the households, we have data that indicate that you can have in the same household individual with undernutrition, in this case stunting, and individual with overweight, in this case mothers who have high BMI. And it's actually quite a large number of countries in Sub-Saharan Africa that have this two-book condition. You can see the overweight mother sitting and the child, the stunted child, who is running around. And it's almost paradox to see that if energy was there, it should be distributed equally. So it's almost a paradox that cannot be explained. This is another study that shows how different countries have households with underweight and overweight members. Even in the United States, you have in certain socioeconomic groups this situation. So it varies with gross national product, but many countries have a common, this type of common situation where the household really has multiple forms of malnutrition. Even refugee households, this is a study done among the Western Saharan refugees in the south of Algeria, where about a third of the household is affected by different forms of malnutrition. Again, it's stunting and in children and overweight in mothers. When it comes to individuals, this analysis should be completed because we need more information about individuals who have at the same time vitamin and mineral deficiencies and overweight, for example. Stunting and vitamin and mineral deficiencies is something we know more. We also have individuals who have stunting and overweight. But what I really wanted to show you here is the study in South Africa that shows that while these are boys and girls, cross-sectional being analyzed stunting and adolescent obesity, you can see basically while you have in the early ages high prevalence of stunting, then in the later ages in adolescence you have high overweight. And so this means that this particular population somehow grows not into a healthier weight population, but in a population where particularly girls are affected by overweight. Why are boys different from girls? That's something which we will discuss and analyze. It depends on biological and environmental factors, but something to really show that within the lifetime of the individual, you can have this shift from a certain form of malnutrition, usually undernutrition, to another forms of malnutrition, usually overweight, without ever transitioning into a healthy state of weight and growth. So what are the drivers, the determinants of this situation? And in our policy brief, we have indicated 4 groups of factors. We have the biological factors, we have environmental factors, we have behavioral factors, and we have social and demographic factors. So let me start from the biological factors. So what we have is that basically whatever influences have been received in the first periods of an individual's life, those influences have long-term consequences. And this is due to the fact that we now know that it's not only a matter of genetics, but it's a matter of expression in genes. So the epigenetic influences are critical, and they can act during the life of the individual, but even across different generations. And then we have the other early nutrition effects, both during conception and in the first months of life, where you have metabolic changes that are permanent, that particularly lead to increased susceptibility to overweight and obesity. We know that low birth weight are affected by later in life by obesity and non-communicable diseases, by hypertension, by diabetes. We know that stunted children develop certain metabolic abnormalities that would make them more susceptible to overweight. So I just would like to give you a couple of examples. And these are examples that come actually from this part of the world. These are studies in shanty towns in Brazil. In this study, children were tested for their postprandial metabolic response. And just looking at the thermogenesis postprandial, there was no difference. Looking at basal metabolic rate, there was no difference. But then, looking at the respiratory portion, this experiment showed that the metabolic substrates used by the stunted children were actually different from those used by the non-stunted children. When you have a higher respiratory portion, you mainly use a metabolic cocktail, the substrate, which is closer to that of carbohydrates. When you have a lower metabolic respiratory portions, you use more of your fat. So you can see here, particularly in the first half an hour, the stunted children were not using as much as the non-stunted children their fat. So it's interesting because clearly in a stunted population where the exposure to fat intake is high, it's not difficult to forecast that those children are going to be putting on more adiposity. This is another study. In this case, actually there was a demonstration of a different resting metabolic rate. So these girls were observed for 48 months, and at some point the investigators could start to see a difference in resting metabolic rates. And the stunted girls had a lower resting metabolic rate, and therefore a lower energy stunting period. Again, another example that shows that those metabolic changes that develop during the period of stunting development actually stayed and affected later nutritional status. Of course, there's more in terms of biology and exciting. In fact, we're working on a new review that will hopefully be published early next year, looking at different biological causes of the double burden. But I just wanted to anticipate some of the thoughts that we had. But then the second important determinant is environmental factors, and above all food systems. You heard a lot yesterday from Barry talking about the changes in the food systems, and the changes qualitative and quantitative in food production, the homogenization of the diet that have led to an increased intake, availability and intake of saturated fats, so sugar, less mineral. We've seen also portion sizes increasing over the world and a decreasing cost. While the cost of fresh produce is increasing, it's more and more difficult to have a healthy diet. So these environmental factors are clearly having an effect on those biological factors that we've seen earlier. Another aspect of changing the environment is related to urbanization, urban design, and the built environment that makes the water and sanitation infrastructure inadequate. So we see often waterborne diseases that complicate the intake of nutrients. We have complexities in urban design that do not allow good physical activity. But also, we see that in an urbanized environment, the availability of food is somehow regulated from what gets in the supply system, often supermarkets that sell full-time manufacturing. So it's the supply of the food, it's the cost of the food, it's the opportunity for physical activity that is creating this enormous pressure, and it is contributing to the double burden. One piece of information I wanted to share with you is related to the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages, which is an component of the change in the food system. This is very capillary. The change is very capillary. It's not only happening in high middle-income countries, it's happening very rapidly in low-income countries, thanks to very efficient distribution systems that reach somehow often urban areas, and they reach those urban areas more than healthy alternatives or even essential services. So if you look at South Africa, for example, the use of carbonated drinks is extremely frequent. In fact, it's the third most commonly consumed food and drink item in urban South African children, after the maize, meal, and tea. So carbonated drinks are consumed more than milk. But also in rural areas, KwaZulu-Natal, children aged 4 to 24 months were having sodas 2-3 times a week. An expensive item, relatively expensive item, and still consumed and included as part of a complementary feed of the diet of children aged 4 to 24. And in the case of Nigeria, where the soft drinks are used as a complementary element, as a weaning element, which is clearly also interfering with the consumption of breast milk. But also, look at the other foods that are given as a complement, chocolate beverages and fruit juices. Again, I'd like to stress what Mary also said yesterday about the importance of fruit juices in the intake of sugars. The third set of components is the behavioral factors. So we do have unhealthy behaviors that lead to greater energy consumption. And these behaviors are actually affected by marketing. So there's pressure on adopting certain behavior, maybe because there's also the idea that certain products are better. They come from the most. They might be more tasty. They might be perceived as even healthier. So behaviors influenced by that marketing. And finally, the social factors. Low socioeconomic status is responsible and is associated to the decreased ability of the individual to make the right choices. I took these lines from a person I met, an Italian photographer, who's going around the world to describe the epidemic of obesity. And this is taken from an exhibition called Obesity. And she was in South Africa and she was taking a picture. So I found this quite interesting. So the South African women dressed in their traditional clothes and still having a box with fast foods. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, hearing the terrible fast food that are available in hospitals in South Africa. Super high fat, sugar and salt, and absolutely unhealthy. But this is also affected by income, so high income groups are less affected by the burden. But perhaps one final point I'd like to make about the determinants is that we've seen a shift from an intergenerational to an intragenerational change in that quality and quantity for individuals and population. So basically this epidemics, which one would see perhaps one generation is undernourished and stunted, but then the shift in the environment is leading the next generation to different kind of nutritional challenge is actually being compressed in time. And that's why we see these different forms of the double burden. So, should we do something about it? First of all, the answer is absolutely yes, because in terms of economic impact and health impact, this is a dramatic impact. Overall, nutritional challenges and unhealthy diet are responsible for 1/3 of the global burden of disease. And we had last Friday the latest issue of the analysis done by the Institute of Health Metrics on the global burden of disease. And actually, unhealthy diet comes in some parts of the world on top. It's number one, but it's number one or number two in the list of risk factors for the global burden of disease. So it's really a critical thing to do. So acting on the double burden is indeed important and urgent. How can we act? We can take this challenge and say, let's not think anymore in terms of we address nutrition here and we address all weight there. We can't do that. We need to act at the same time on the different forms of malnutrition. So let me tell you that we would like to suggest, first of all, 3 ways to act. And then we have identified 5 proposed actions. 3 ways to act. We should, first of all, do no harm through existing action on malnutrition. If we try to address malnutrition, we should absolutely avoid that our action is linked to an increase in overweight. The second way to act is retrofit existing nutrition actions. So basically look at the way we deliver nutrition action and say, okay, how can we adjust? How can we put something else on that without creating an overall new program to actually deliver on the different forms of malnutrition? And third is look at new ideas, de novo actions for doing double duty. So another 5 responses, 5 proposed actions are, First of all, the protection and promotion of breastfeeding. Second, the actions to improve early nutrition and particularly to improve complementary feeding. Third is maternal nutrition and antenatal care programs. Fourth is school food policies and programs. And fifth one is marketing regulation. So we postulate that if we do these 5 things, we'll be able to provide an important response to the double burden of malnutrition. Before I go into the 5, I just would like to share with you the guidelines that WHO produced last year on obesity prevention in the integrated management of childhood illnesses. IMCI is this program that is aimed at addressing different clinical issues in children. So the IMCI says when you have a child with moderate acute malnutrition, don't routinely provide supplementary food. And that's exactly because there is a risk that exposure to supplementary food and increased weight gain might in fact increase the risk of obesity. This is not a completely new idea. In fact, I was looking at the document that Mexico put forward back in 2000. 2001, Minister of Health of Mexico was already aware of the existence of double burden of malnutrition. And Simone Barquera, in his paper produced for FAO, was saying that rather than trying to solve the problem through one-dimensional intervention, such as the use of supplements and food coupons, we should be looking at overall the change in the diet and comprehensive integrative approaches. So let's try to implement this important nutrition. So first action, initiatives to promote and protect exclusive breastfeeding in the first 6 months and beyond. WHO with UNICEF have been leading on the baby-friendly hospital initiative, which is now being renewed. We would like this initiative to become not a luxury for some hospitals in the world, but a standard quality of care for all facilities all over the world. Maternal nutrition. Maternal nutrition and antenatal care programs. We need to start providing good nutrition to mothers from preconception. Iron folic acid supplementation are very simple interventions, still not delivered to all women. We don't have universal coverage. We have new guidelines for antenatal care in women that indicate that women should be seen 6 times during pregnancy. There's ample time to fit in their nutrition counseling and the provision of iron folic acid supplement, which would reduce the risk of low birth weight. Promotion of appropriate early and complementary feeding in infants. Starting from continued breastfeeding and appropriate complementary feeding, but then looking at the amounts and types of foods. The 2 pictures there are actually current guidance produced by WHO and BAHA on complementary feeding, both for breastfed children and non-breastfed children. We're going to update them next year exactly to consider how to prevent the onset of obesity. School food policies and programs. It is a very important area, both because the children have the right to have adequate food, but also because the high number of meals that school food procurements could purchase would be a driver for the change in the food system. Just to give an example, the whole dairy sector in Nigeria was developed and was established because of a school food program in which nearly distribution was enlisted. So an enormous power. But school food needs to have the right food, to have the right healthy food procurement. It needs to have no advertisement, no distribution of foods high in salt, sugar, and fat means nutrition education of children and their educators. And finally, the regulation of marketing. And basically, we see a continuum here of restricting the marketing of infant formula, breast substitute, making sure that the marketing of baby foods doesn't interfere with continued breastfeeding, and then marketing food to children. We should not encourage the consumption of foods high in fat, sugar, and salt. So, in conclusion, do we have opportunities for this to happen at scale? Do we have opportunities for world action? And the answer, first of all, is yes. We have, and we talked about it already in the last Slan meeting in Punta Cana. We have the privilege to have a number of nutrition components included in the Sustainable Development Goals. And certainly one important goal, which is to end hunger, but also to end all forms of malnutrition. So the commitment, high level for policy commitment is there. And then we have launched in 2016 a decade of action on nutrition, which for the next 10 years will see increased action by governments to change the food system to improve nutrition. So the Decade of Action on Nutrition, which is jointly convened by the UN organization, has different areas of work. It's about sustainable food, it's about a health sector capable of delivering to all essential nutrition action. It is about social protection, it is about information to consumers, and it is about providing adequate food environments for all ages. So it's a comprehensive package, but how do we do it? We are requesting countries to make smart commitment, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You see that database, we only have a few countries. Brazil and Ecuador are leading the way. Brazil is extremely committed to change food system. We now have additional 12 member states that have made commitments, and we are about to record them, and this is WHO and FAO tool to strengthen nutrition action to call for additional smart commitment. And then we have another form, which is that of the action networks. So bringing together countries to, that have a common vision, that would like to implement certain policy action at scale, that would like to join the forces, also to deal with certain difficult actors, and you have a list in green the networks which are already in place, some regional, some global, and then in yellow the networks that are underneath. We would like to see more happening. And above all, what we would like to see is that in this decade of action on nutrition, we all have the persuasion that this is not something impossible to deal with. We don't want to see the double burden of malnutrition any longer. We don't want to see a world affected by different forms of malnutrition. We want to buy in the ambitious vision of the Sustainable Development Goals to end all forms of malnutrition. And I'm sure we're going to do it together. Thank you.